Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. This is Market Today. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is Shell Bhatnagar. Well, for the week that ended on Friday, we actually saw the Nifty end with sharp gains of about 0.4%, ending higher for the fourth consecutive week. But this was after also snapping nearly a 3 weeks of, winning run as well. Remember, what we've also seen is that the Friday the 13th did spook everyone in the markets with wild swings on the street. What we also saw that the Nifty rallied about 1% on Friday. That was after falling 1.5% on the intraday basis as well. So after that, it also reminded us of the previous weekly expiry where there were wild swings being seen. And most of the experts who came on our channel on Friday did say that this is going to be the nature of the markets. We are going to be seeing many such days even going forward from here. As we move forward into the new week, of course, macros will take importance. There are global banks that are going to be deciding on the monetary policies, including the US, the Japan bank, as well as Chinese bank as well. So we are going to be headed into a week of all the policy actions that are taking place across the globe. Domestically, again, WPI will also be in focus, and we will be also looking at the manufacturing and the PMI data as well. Good morning to all our viewers and good morning, Shell.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We start a fresh week on Monday, and good or bad, mostly good. Nifty is broken out of a very important range with 24,700 now being in control of bulls. So 24,800 is a level. Once that is with the bulls, you'll see a sustained move towards 25,000. But as Sakshi points out, this has come up with a very, very heavy cost. Friday was extremely painful and very well put. 13th came into action. Now, this is a very critical point in time, Sakshi, which a lot of traders should note. Every week since the weekly expiries of many indices have been shut down and have been converted to monthly expiries, the speculative element around the main indices has increased dramatically on and around weekly expiries of the Nifty and the Sensex. Remember, the Sensex expired on Friday, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is something that we need to now get used to. For those retail traders in the option space who still trade manually, please be aware you are now fighting machines. These machines have zero emotions and give importance to long-term stops as also pivot points and many other technical indicators whom we have not even heard of, which these machines track with great detail and accuracy. So sensibly, please start investing rather than trading, and that is something that needs to be understood, because billions and billions and crores of rupees are deployed on such events, and they are only, their profit is your loss. So please keep this in mind when you do these tradings, and don't get into algorithmic trading. You will waste money by deploying a lot of software assets. By the time you learn them, there will be new assets that will be taking money away from you. Now, coming to this week, we've seen December 18th ahead of us. That is the day when the US Federal Reserve will announce another 0.25 percentage point rate cut. It's third in 2024. Now it's almost certain that you will see another rate cut happening on Wednesday, to which we will react on Thursday, which will be the weekly expiry of the Nifty. But all told, we are in higher orbit. ICICI Bank is the top draw as far as the banking space is concerned. Remember, over the last 4 weeks, it was HDFC Bank that brought the Nifty to 53,600 or so. The Bank Nifty is likely to hit a fresh high in late December or early January. So the trend is in the direction of gains as far as bulls are concerned. But this extreme volatility, Sakshi, is very, very bad for the market. Now look at how FI and DII money is moving in. Even there, the trend has been distorted. One day buying, one day selling. But at least for Friday, the number, what was the number that you have for Friday?
Yes, so for Friday, FIS bought 2,335 odd crore rupees in trade shell. This was after 2 consecutive days of selling that we saw.
Yes. So, this is the volatility that is buffeting us. Nifty hits 24,180. One would have presumed that DIIs would have bought. But what's the DII number?
So the DIIs offloaded stocks worth about 732 crores.
है ना? So this is the volatility that I am talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Those whom we consider have deep pockets and want to buy the dip turned out to be sellers, and those whom we blame for all the volatility, they bought it. So now this is a conundrum that the retail investor has to solve at his end, which is buy quality when quality is in pain, and just forget about these gyrations that are happening in the market. Sakshi, there are at least, I was on a holiday that day and I was with traders in Gujarat. You cannot imagine, in a function which is to celebrate a wedding, there were people who were almost in tears.
Yeah.
कि ये क्या हो गया दिन में? So one has to safeguard one's own money. There is zero help that will come from anywhere else except your own emotional and intelligence quotient. And ladies and gentlemen, on one good thing is that on weekly expiries of the Sensex and the Nifty, let's just sit in front of the terminal and get used to this volatility if at all. It's actually, 800 point move, पहले 600 नीचे, फिर 200 ऊपर, फिर net change positive. There was nothing that was wrong in the economy. There was no single statement that could have explained that volatility, except that machines are now controlling indices, and it is best not to fight them. We will lose. Sakshi.
Absolutely. So that's definitely something that has been a pain point for the traders. What we need to do is also brace up for some more volatility to go forward from here, as most of the experts are highlighting. But we will do what is in our realm right there. So as far as the global market cues are shaping up, remember US Dow Jones extended its losing streak to the 7th consecutive session. It dropped about 0.2%. It was the longest decline for the Dow Jones since 2020 that we have seen. Meanwhile, Nasdaq gained about 0.1% in trade. It posted its 4th consecutive weekly gain as of Friday. The S&P 500 was absolutely flat, and it closed unchanged at 6,051. Now, of course, like Michelle has pointed out, all eyes for the upcoming week will be on the US Fed, the way they also move up as far as the rates are also concerned. 25 basis points of a cut is what is expected, and it's almost a done deal, but the focus will also be on the commentary for the road ahead as to where does the FOMC see the rates going forward in 2025, particularly after Donald Trump takes office on January 20th. Following this, Asian markets, it was trading in a very narrow range in the early trading session as well. Again, a swath of Chinese data is to come in, following a vow from the nation's regulators to stabilize the markets as well. South Korea's shares and the won rose after President Yoon Suk Yeol was impeached on the weekend. Japanese equities edged higher, while the Australian stocks, they dropped in trade as well. Equity futures in China, they posted 2 losses right ahead of nervousness on what the bank will be doing going forward. The gift Nifty trends were indicating at 24,780, a little discount to what we did see in the closing level as far as the opening also of the gift Nifty is concerned in the morning today. Oil prices, they surged about 2% on Friday. Remember, they reached their highest levels in 3 weeks. Rally was fueled by expectations potential new sanctions will be put on Russia and Iran that could limit the supply. So Brent crude settled at around $74.5 a barrel, up by 1.5%. Gold, meanwhile, declined after reaching a 5-week high. Spot gold fell by about 1% to $2,652 per ounce right there. So we'll keep an eye out on this too, especially when we talk about the stocks that you can keep an eye out on. Reliance Industries is something that you can focus on. It's bought a 74% stake in the industrial area developer situated in the country's financial hub, that's Mumbai, especially in Navi Mumbai, for 1,628 crore rupees or $192 million. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Bharat Forge will be in focus. Bharat Forge's wholly owned subsidiary, Kalyani Strategic Systems, has acquired a 25% equity stake in an Italian firm for 2.5 million euros. And this investment aligns with Bharat Forge's strategic focus on enhancing the capabilities in the high-tech, defense and aerospace manufacturing. Afcon's infra will be in focus. The company secured a significant contract from Metro Rail Corporation for 1,007 odd crore rupees for a project right there of Metro. 197 Communication, or the parent firm of Paytm, that's going to be in focus. Paytm has undertaken a sale of 5.4% stake that aggregates to 2,300 crores, which it held in Japan's digital payments company PayPay Corp. The company said the stake will be sold to investor SoftBank for 2,364 odd crore rupees. 361 WAM will also be in focus. The company's subsidiary has completed the acquisition of shares of Maple Infra InvIT Investment. We'll keep an eye out on that too. Lupin will be in focus from the pharma space. The firm has acquired trademarks of 3 anti-diabetic medications from a German pharmaceutical company. So we'll look at that too. Swiggy will be in focus. It's launched another service, a new service called Scenes, under its out-of-home vertical Dine Out. Now, this feature enables users to book parties, events and live music at Swiggy's partner restaurants as well. It's right now live in Delhi, NCR, Bengaluru and Mumbai. Remember, this comes right after Zomato also, picked up the events and, has been escalating on this space again and has been taking on Book My Show with its new services. Now, Swiggy is, stepping up its paddle on this one too. Now, let's look at from the railway space. RITES is something that we can look at. It's been awarded a contract worth 297 odd crores by the Ministry of External Affairs. So that's something we will look at as well, Shell.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's also tell you who will be joining us. Mr. Raghavendra Singh, market expert, will be with us to guide us till 9:15. And then, of course, a little later, Kunal V. Parar, Vice President for Technical Research at Choice Equity Broking, will join us from 9:10. नमस्कार राघवेंद्र जी, स्वागत है आपका। सोमवार का दिन शुरू होता हुआ ये इवेंट हैवी डे है, बट इवेंट हैवी हफ्ता है। फेडरल यूएस रिजर्व का 25 बेसिस पॉइंट का रेट कट आने की उम्मीद। आपके हिसाब से आईसीआईसीआई बैंक का चार्ट कैसे आपको बता रहा है कि इस हफ्ते वो काम करेगा? क्या राय आईसीआईसीआई बैंक पर?
चल जी, वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। साक्षी जी, वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। देखिए, बाजार जो है अभी फिलहाल वे एक ऐसे मेक और ब्रेक लेवल पे है जहां से मुझे लग रहा है कि निफ्टी या तो 500 पॉइंट ऊपर या तो 200-250 पॉइंट नीचे। सो मुझे लगता है कि जो फ्राइडे की क्लोजिंग मिली है वीकली और डेली, अभी तक की सबसे अच्छी क्लोजिंग मिली है पिछले 3 महीने में। सो एक थोड़ा ये कॉन्फिडेंस है कि जो निफ्टी के हैवी वेट्स हैं वो शायद निफ्टी को ऊपर लेके जाए। बैंक निफ्टी बहुत स्ट्रांग दिख रहा है। आईसीआईसीआई बैंक, जैसा मुझे चार्ट दिख रहा है, आईसीआईसीआई बैंक का चार्ट बहुत ही शानदार। मुझे लगता है कि आईसीआईसीआई बैंक यहाँ से एक बहुत ही अच्छी खासी अपसाइड का ट्रेंड देना चाहिए। 1340-1345 के रेंज में है सैल जी। मुझे लग रहा है कि 1370-1380 का भाव जो है, एक जो है मुझे लगता है सप्लाई जोन है, वो अगर लेवल ब्रेक करता है तो 1500 के लिए मुझे लगता है कि अगले हफ्ते तक जो है जाना चाहिए। 1320 का नीचे की स्टॉप लॉस लगा सकते हैं।
Okay. Raghavendra ji, another space that we would want to focus on is the rate sensitive sectors, since a lot of action globally will be taking place on the way rates will be adjusted. Is this a space that you are watching out closely, especially the banks? What is your sense here?
Absolutely, Sakshi. I think rate sensitive stocks like banks, DLF, real estate stocks, you can say. So all these stocks are looking good. जो भी बैंक, मुझे लगता है बैंक निफ्टी सबसे पहले ऊपर जाएगा यहाँ से, क्योंकि बैंक निफ्टी 52 वीक्स हाई की जोन में आ रहा है। So बैंक निफ्टी मुझे निफ्टी से ज्यादा स्ट्रांग दिख रहा है। So again, if बैंक निफ्टी manage and close above 54,000 today, so again मुझे लगता है 56,000 तक की रैली जो है वहाँ पे ओपन होती है। Downside 53,200, 52,800 is the strong base from where I think volume जो है वो एक strong buy zone का है। तो वो एक लेवल मुझे लगता है जहां से रिवर्स करना चाहिए। तो अगेन रेट सेंसिटिव, अब मुझे लग रहा है कि 1-2 दिन में डिस्काउंट भी हो जाएगा। तो मुझे लगता है कि अगर 25 बेसिस पॉइंट रेट कट हो रहा है फेड में, तो मेरे हिसाब से वो अगले 2 दिनों में बैंक निफ्टी उसको डिस्काउंट कर देगा. So again, today and tomorrow is the day. I think Bank Nifty's day. Bank Nifty 54,200 तक जा सकता है.
जी राघवेंद्र जी, आपके हिसाब से कौन सा बैंक मजबूत है आईसीआईसीआई के अलावा? पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स में कहाँ आप तेजी या अच्छी पकड़ देख रहे हैं अच्छे हाई स्टेक्स की तरफ?
मुझे मुझे लगता है शायद अगर आप देखेंगे तो एसबीआई का चार्ट बहुत अच्छा बना हुआ है. एसबीआई एक ऐसा है जो 850 860 के लेवल का मतलब जो इसका रेजिस्टेंस था वो ब्रेक करके ऊपर क्लोज है. तो मुझे लगता है कि एसबीआई यहाँ से ऊपर जाना चाहिए. इसके अलावा केनरा बैंक और पीएनबी जो छोटे बैंक हैं, मुझे लगता है कि ये पीएसयू बैंकों में एक अच्छी खासी रैली दे सकते हैं. प्राइवेट बैंकों में देखा जाए तो एचडीएफसी बैंक ऑलरेडी ब्रेकआउट दे चुका है, अब 2000 की तरफ जा रहा है. आईसीआईसीआई बैंक उसको जो है पीछे से फॉलो कर रहा है, और मुझे लगता है कि एज आईसीआईसीआई के साथ एक्सिस बैंक भी उसको जो है रिवर्सल मोड में आ जाएगा. एक्सिस बैंक भी वो भी रिवर्स ले सकता है. बट आईसीआईसीआई और एसबीआई मुझे लगता है ये दोनों कुछ ज्यादा स्ट्रांग लग रहा है यहाँ से ऊपर जाने के लिए.
ओके, गॉट दैट. तो यहाँ पर हम बैंक्स के ऊपर नज़र रख सकते हैं. इसके अलावा जो दूसरी पॉकेट लगातार फोकस में रही है पिछले 2 हफ्ते, वो है आईटी स्पेस, जहाँ पर लगातार सपोर्ट हमने देखा है बाजार के लिए. राघवेंद्र जी, यहाँ पर अब अप्रोच कैसी होनी चाहिए? हमने देखा है पिछले 1 हफ्ते में 2.5% तक के आसपास का इम्प्रूवमेंट निफ्टी आईटी में ही देखने को मिला है. दिग्गज आईटी स्टॉक्स हों या फिर मिड कैप आईटी स्टॉक्स हों, अब आपका फोकस कहाँ पर रहेगा? फ्रेश पोजीशंस के लिए क्या राय देने वाले हैं आप निवेशकों को?
देखिए, आईटी जो है वो आईटी इंडेक्स की अगर मैं बात करूं तो कंप्लीट हायर टॉप हायर बॉटम फॉर्मेशन में है और कहीं से रिवर्सल अभी दिख नहीं रहा है. मुझे लगता है कि जितना ज्यादा डॉलर स्ट्रेंथ होगा, मुझे लग रहा है कि उतनी उतनी अच्छी जो है ये आईटी कंपनी के लिए ये क्वार्टर रहने वाला है. उसका इफेक्ट और जो है इन स्टॉक्स की प्राइस में अभी दिख रहा है, और मुझे लगता है कि ये मोमेंटम जो है अभी कंटिन्यू हो सकता है अगले 10-15 दिन और. मुझे लगता है कि आईटी इंडेक्स जो है अभी 46,000 के आसपास है. अभी वो मुझे लग रहा है कि 50,000 के रेंज में जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि रिवर्सल अभी नहीं है वीकली मंथली और डेली चार्ट पे. ओवरबॉट जोन में है, बट अभी भी मुझे लगता है कि 10% तक की रैली अभी भी इंटैक्ट है. बेसिकली देखा जाए तो जो मिड कैप आईटी स्टॉक्स हैं, परसिस्टेंट, एलटीटीएस, एचसीएल टेक, मुझे लगता है ये सारे स्टॉक जाने चाहिए ऊपर. हैवी वेट्स में आप देखो तो इन्फोसिस ने अच्छा खासा ब्रेकआउट दे दिया है 1930 1960 के ऊपर. अब वो 2000 के लेवल को क्रॉस कर रहा है. अब मुझे लगता है कि अब यहाँ से 100-150 रुपए की रैली अभी और इन्फोसिस में है. और मुझे लगता है कि टीसीएस भी जो है, जो अभी तक रैली नहीं दिया है, 4400 के आसपास घूम रहा है, उसमें रैली आनी चाहिए.
बिल्कुल. टीसीएस और इन्फोसिस, ये मेरा प्रश्न होने ही वाला था. इन्फोसिस दिसंबर के महीने में एफएनओ में 7.1% ऊपर है, रिकॉर्ड हाई. और टीसीएस में अभी 5% की ही तेजी देखी गई है. विप्रो 7.5% ऊपर, टेक महिंद्रा 4% ऊपर और एचसीएल टेक 6% ऊपर. इन्फोसिस, एचसीएल टेक, टेक महिंद्रा और ये तीनों काउंटर्स नहीं, इन्फोसिस, एचसीएल टेक और टेक महिंद्रा, ये तीनों काउंटर्स रिकॉर्ड हाई पर हैं. तो यहां पर मोमेंटम चेस करना बनता है. राघवेंद्र जी, एलएनटी कुछ दिन पहले रिकॉर्ड हाई, और अब 4 दिन की गिरावट के बाद क्या लगता है कि मंडे का सफर एलएनटी के लिए कैसा होगा? यहां पर आप कोई पोजिशनल कॉल देना चाहेंगे?
देखिए, एलएनटी में क्लियर कट जो है आइलैंड रिवर्सल बना हुआ था 3900 के आसपास. वहां से स्टॉक 50-60 रुपए नीचे आया, फिर थोड़ा सा ऊपर अभी जा रहा है. सो मेरे हिसाब से अभी यहाँ पे टेक्निकली जब तक ये 3900 के लेवल को क्रॉस नहीं करता, बाई नहीं बनता है. आज अगर 3900 के ऊपर सस्टेन करता है तो मुझे लगता है कि स्टॉक 3950, 39 और 4000 के लेवल को ब्रेक कर सकता है. सो बिल्कुल एलएनटी में बने रहना है. एलएनटी को डिप में जहां मिलता है, एक चीज का ध्यान रखिए कि 3860 बहुत स्ट्रांग बेस इसका है, वहां आते ही इसकी डिमांड बढ़ जाती है. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि ये डिमांड जोन में है और 3900 के ऊपर बहुत तेजी से ऊपर जाएगा. तो बने रहिए और इस स्टॉक को बाय ऑन डिप की स्ट्रेटजी के साथ बाय करते रहिए.
ओके, एक और स्पेस. यस सर.
Yes, actually, continue, no issues.
राघवेंद्र जी, जो एक और स्पेस फोकस में आई पिछले हफ्ते वो थी एफएमसीजी स्पेस भी, खास तौर पर गोदरेज कंज्यूमर का जो आउटलुक रहा, मार्जिन्स आउटलुक देखते हुए, उसके बाद एक काफ़ी डिप देखने को मिला अक्रॉस द बोर्ड हमें एफएमसीजी स्पेस में। हालांकि पिछले कुछ दिनों में हमने बाउंसेस देखे थे एचयूएल जैसे शेयर्स में, आईटीसी में भी, नेस्ले में भी, लेकिन अब जिस तरीके से उम्मीद बन रही है कि आगे आने वाला जो Q3 होगा वहाँ पर कुछ निराशाजनक परफॉर्मेंस आपको देखने को मिल सकती है, क्योंकि एक बड़े प्लेयर ने ऑलरेडी यहाँ पर वार्निंग्स या साइंस, रेड फ्लैग्स इशू कर दिए हैं। ऐसे में अब एफएमसीजी स्पेस को क्या एक अपॉर्चुनिटी टू बाय देखना चाहिए या फिर अभी इसमें रुक जाना चाहिए?
देखिए एफएमसीजी जो है, इंटायर एफएमसीजी सेक्टर में देखा जाए तो गोदरेज सबसे ज्यादा पिटा हुआ है। इसके बाद नंबर आता है आईटीसी का, एचयूएल का, नेस्ले का। तो मेरे हिसाब से भी जिस हिसाब से अभी जो एफएमसीजी में सिनारियो बन रहा है, अभी फिलहाल अवॉइड करना चाहिए। मुझे लगता है थोड़ा सा और करेक्शन ड्यू है, 2-3%, 4% करेक्शन और आ सकता है। अगर आप लंबी अवधि के निवेशक है तो डेफिनेटली ये बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है गोदरेज कंज्यूमर के लिए। आप वहां बाई कर सकते हैं, आईटीसी बाई कर सकती है। 460 का स्टॉप लॉस दीजिए, 470 के आसपास है। गोदरेज कंज्यूमर 1020 का स्टॉप लॉस दीजिए और यहाँ से बाई कीजिए। बट ओवरऑल मुझे लगता है कि एफएमसीजी सेक्टर अभी और प्रेशर में रह सकता है। नॉर्मली दिसंबर क्वार्टर बहुत अच्छा नहीं रहता एफएमसीजी के लिए, बट मुझे लग रहा है कि हाँ थोड़ा सा प्रेशर रहे, फिर वहां से रिवर्सल जब आएगा तो फिर एंट्री करेंगे।
चलिए, 9 a.m. ladies and gentlemen, let's see the Nifty, and there is good news. We just saw 25,000. I wish this were true, Sakshi. As always, we would send a ticket to Raghavendra, get him to Delhi, close the market, and have a very nice lunch. But this is not something that is going to happen. Nevertheless, let's enjoy it till its last. Our first question was on ICICI Bank, ladies and gentlemen. It's showing signs of great strength. 65 rupees higher, now 44 rupees higher at 1389. Strong strength coming into as also Reliance, 12 rupees higher, 1285. Raghavendra ji, I'll request you to put in the chart of the long-term chart of Reliance in front of you. Very major report coming in over the weekend from CLSA. They've given a target of about 1600 rupees, and this is one of those very few counters that is still available below 200-day DMA. Remember, Reliance is the second heaviest weighted counter on the Nifty, and this is one reason why Nifty is lagging Bank Nifty, because Reliance is not clicking. What else is now troubling the Nifty? Okay, HDFC Bank for some reason 51 rupees higher, lower, 1820. Kotak is 13 rupees 65 lower, 1792. Tata Motors has slipped below 790, now 786, 4 rupees 30 lower. Bajaj Finance flat, SBI a rupee 45 higher. Let's just detour into the FNO space, and then we'll get back to Raghavendra ji on Reliance. Okay, Dixon Technologies 18,500, 3% higher. Dixon has signed a 5149 JV with a Chinese handset maker to set up their factory in India. Multi-commodity exchange 1.8% higher, 6690. Exide 4% higher, 474. What else is on the losing side? Marico 6% lower, 610. Canfin Homes 1.5% lower. Gas Authority 3.1% lower, 198.50. Steel Authority 1.4% lower. A very quick look into the NSE 500. What are the winners? HBL Par 10% higher, 765, fresh record high. This is the order win for anti-collision devices, Kavach, which is played out very well on Kernex Microsystems, and now HBL catches up. They announced a 1500 crore rupee order over the weekend. What else is on the move? LG Equipments, Inox India, and Rights 2.2% higher, 303. Coming back to you, Raghavendra ji, Reliance.
शैल जी देखिए, रिलायंस में जिस हिसाब से चार्ट बना था फ्राइडे का, अगेन देयर वाज complete lower top, lower bottom formation, and now on Friday, stock has given the breakout above uh, 1260. एक बुलिश एंगल्फिंग पैटर्न है और डेली चार्ट पे फॉलिंग वेज का ब्रेकआउट है. सो टेक्निकली स्टॉक हैज अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट एट 1240 1230 फ्रॉम वेयर स्टॉक हैज टेकन अ यू टर्न. एंड आई थिंक अभी भी इसमें पोटेंशियल है 1340 1350 जाने का. तो एक बार 1300 का लेवल ब्रेक हो जाए, वहां पे ओपन इंटरेस्ट थोड़ा ज्यादा है ऑप्शन में, तो मुझे लगता है वो लेवल एक बार ब्रेक करेगा तो शॉर्ट कवरिंग बहुत अच्छी आएगी. तो मुझे लगता है 1300 के लेवल को ध्यान रखना चाहिए और वहां पे जाते ही शॉर्ट कवरिंग का वेट करके स्टॉक में एंट्री करना चाहिए. निचले स्तरों पर मुझे लगता है 1260 1250 ये एक स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस है, डिमांड जोन है, वो एक स्टॉप लॉस रख सकते हैं.
ये कुछ एक स्टॉक्स जहां पर हम ब्रॉडर मार्केट्स में भी फोकस कर सकते हैं. जीनस पावर इज इंडिकेटिव ऑफ अ पॉजिटिव स्टार्ट, ऑलमोस्ट 2% हायर. दिस इज वेयर द प्रोडक्शन एट अ न्यू फैसिलिटी एंड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटी इन असम हैज begun. Then you can also focus on Borosil Renewables. It's up, indicative of an opening up of 1% higher. It's going to be considering some fundraise on that front. Happy Forgings is something that you can look at. There's a sharp momentum about 5 odd % on this one as well. So we can look at that too as to how it is opening. Rights is opening about 2.2% higher. Remember I had talked about an order win right there. That's something that you could also look at. Let's also look at Max Financial Services. This is one where Jefferies has come out with a report, viewers, with a buy rating and a 1660 target, indicative of a positive start on this one. And they believe, Jefferies believes that the partnership between Max Life and Axis Bank has led to the new company and brand name change to Axis Max Life Insurance. This refreshes the identity and could enhance the brand recall for tier 2 and tier 3 markets where the bank's presence is also much better. Dixon Tech is something that you can look at. It's also signed a binding agreement with Vivo. So 3% higher is something that even Dixon Technologies could be in focus on. 18,489 currently on this one. Remember we were talking about IT space. Persistent systems could be in focus. JP Morgan has come out with an overweight rating with a target price of 6,100 on this one. Then apart from this, if you look at what the brokerage house has said is that as per the management meet takeaways, priority on growth is there over margins is what the company has indicated. What they've also mentioned is that Gen AI can drive 25% of productivity benefits. They also believe FY27 revenue target of $2 billion is intact with 200 to 300 bips of a margin expansion over next 2 to 3 years has been maintained. The M&A focus is on adding capabilities to expand into the European Union market right there. So that also could be in focus, about a 0.3% of an uptick coming in on persistent on that front too. But Raghavendra ji, let me come to you on specific stocks within, what we mentioned, railways, right? Has again got an contract, and last week we've actually seen a lot of move come back onto the railway space. Are you increasing your positions in the railway pack ahead of the budget?
साक्षी अभी तो फिलहाल नहीं, मैं क्योंकि ऑलरेडी अपने पास ऑलरेडी स्टॉक्स है. वी हैव रिकमेंडेड so many times earlier before the budget, and we are expecting a very strong rally in all railway stocks, railway infra stocks, because we are expecting some good announcement in the budget for the railway and railway infra. So मुझे लगता है वो अभी फिलहाल यहाँ पे एक्सपोजर बढ़ाना बेटर है, जो स्टॉक्स उसको होल्ड करें. my concern is only for security, कि अभी शायद रेलवे की सिक्योरिटी के लिए कुछ अलग से अनाउंसमेंट या बजट आ सकता है. वो एक स्टॉक्स है जो हमको देखना पड़ेगा, जहाँ पे कि रेलवे की सिक्योरिटी के लिए काम किया जाता है. वो स्टॉक्स में एक्सपोजर मैं थोड़ा सोच रहा हूँ बढ़ाने का, और जो मेरे व्यूअर्स हैं वो भी बढ़ा सकते हैं उसमें.
Okay.
908, ladies and gentlemen, the pre-open has settled. Nifty 15 points lower, in sync with what the GIFT Nifty was telling us. Nifty 500 Sakshi is opening in the green. That's a big plus. The bank is on the back foot. 53,500 is being tested. And IT, 45,940 for you. 58 points lower. I won't be worried at all as far as IT is concerned. We are going to see a record high in TCS fairly soon. And there is no stopping the likes of Coforge as also persistent, consistent record highs are being made. Let's just take a quick detour into some more prices that are ticking in the green. Biocon 1.1% higher, 357. I am a little keen to look at the losers today on NSE 500. Okay, I think it's negative for pharma. In the top 10, I see 3 pharma counters. Okay, Pfizer 2.5% lower, 4,900. Akums Drugs 1.5% lower, 580. We have Jubilant Pharmova 1.5% lower, 1,097. What else is in pain? Chemflast, Nubuco. So these are the stocks that are in the red. Let's look at banking. Let's look at NSE 500 in terms of gainers. Okay. Again, Sakshi's marked rights. HBL Par 4.3% higher. राघवेंद्र जी, इसका चार्ट ज़रा पढ़िए और बताइए किस तरीके से आपको यहाँ पर मूव आता हुआ दिख सकता है आगे. एक बात हमें करनेक्स के बारे में बतानी पड़ेगी, जिनको HBL पावर से ज़्यादा बड़ा ऑर्डर मिला था, 2041 करोड़ का, और HBL का शायद 1550 करोड़ का है. साक्षी, पिछले 5 सेशंस में करनेक्स ने लगातार 5% के सर्किट लगाए हैं. अब आपकी बारी राघवेंद्र जी. HBL पावर क्या लगता है?
बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग कंपनी है मुस्टैल जी. 3 साइंटिस्ट लोगों ने इस कंपनी को स्टार्ट किया था. बहुत पहले से मैं इसको फॉलो कर रहा हूँ. 190-180 रुपए के आसपास हम लोगों ने पहली बार इसको आइडेंटिफाई किया था. अब देखिए 750 के आसपास है. जो ऑर्डर मिला है मुझे लगता है कि काफी पॉजिटिव है कंपनी के लिए. और जिस हिसाब से स्टॉक में ब्रेकआउट हुआ है, मुझे लगता है कि जो 680 के ऊपर जब ब्रेकआउट हुआ तभी स्टॉक जो है नए जोन में आ गया. अब अगला इसका टारगेट बनता है, अगर यहाँ से मैं पकड़ूं 61% का रिट्रेसमेंट, तो मुझे लगता है कि 780 790 का टारगेट बनता है इमीडिएटली. उसके बाद 850 रुपए का. तो बिल्कुल बाई ऑन डिप HBL पावर बाई करिए. अगर नीचे मिलता है 2-4-5% तो उस दिन भी और बाई कीजिए. लेकिन बाई एंड होल्ड दिस स्टॉक. बहुत अच्छा स्टॉक है, बहुत अच्छी कंपनी है.
Okay. Let's look at how the markets have settled. You have the real estate space in the thick zone. Consumer durables also inching out to a positive start. Midcaps also about 0.25% of an uptick. Small caps about 1/10% higher. Auto metals could be opening higher. But the heavyweights, IT and banks, could be actually taking a back step, as has been indicative of in the pre-opening stage. The top movers on the Nifty could be Asian Paints, about 0.5% higher, Bajaj Auto, Hindalco, and even Britannia from the FMCG space could be indicative of positive start. Whereas on the downside, you could again have heavyweight banks like HDFC, even the NBFC players like Bajaj Finserv, as some stocks that could be on the declining zone right there. Let's look at the PSU space as well. There is some momentum that could be coming in on players like NHPC yet again. And then on HAL from the defense space, Concor again 0.4% higher is what it is being indicative of. We were discussing the railway space. Raghavendra ji, what about the defense pack? Are you turning more bullish here, or still being very cautious here?
No, we are really bullish on defense along with railway. So we are expecting BL to touch 350, 360 level. Majgaon Dock, we are very much bullish. We are expecting 5,500 level by the end of January. We are expecting 5,000 plus level in HAL. So all defense stocks are looking good, and we are also expecting and hoping that this time the budget on defense will be totally different from the previous one. So again, all these stocks can be on firework. They can start doing the firework. So जितने भी डिफेंस स्टॉक्स हैं वो मुझे लग रहे हैं यहाँ से काफी अच्छा अपसाइड आना चाहिए, और ये यहाँ से जो है काफी तेजी से ऊपर जाने चाहिए.
9:13, ladies and gentlemen. Markets to open in another 2 minutes. मेरे ख्याल से राघवेंद्र जी, जिस हिसाब से हम लोग सेंटिमेंट देख रहे हैं, लोग फ्राइडे को भूल गए हैं. आपका क्या तजुर्बा रहा फ्राइडे को? कहीं मतलब गर्दन पे तो कुछ नहीं रख दिया गया, चाकू वाकू सब ठीक रहा?
बिल्कुल शैल जी, देखिए बाजार, आप देखिए पिछले हफ्ते बाजार भी फ्राइडे को ऐसा ही मूव दिया था. सो बाजार का ऐसा ट्रेंड हो गया है कि अगर 3-4 दिन एक सीमित दायरे में है, तो ये समझ लीजिए कि ऑप्शन राइटर के लिए वो बहुत डेंजरस जोन है. क्योंकि फिर तो ऑप्शन राइटर जितने भी हैं उनकी बैंड बजने वाली है।
जी
तो ये अंदाजा मिल रहा था कि 4 दिन से बाजार इतना शांत क्यों है। एक नैरो रेंज में जितने ऑप्शन राइटर सबको पैसे मिल रहे हैं, सब लोग एकदम रोज मैं देख रहा था स्क्रीनशॉट सब अच्छे अच्छे दे रहे हैं, तो मैं थोड़ा सा कॉशियस था। हाँ, इतना बड़ा मूव का एक्सपेक्टेशन तो नहीं था मुझे भी, लेकिन हाँ ये था कि अपसाइड की रैली मुझे लग रहा था कि आएगी। डाउन साइड में हम लोग बिल्कुल ट्रेड नहीं ले रहे थे, बिकॉज मुझे लग रहा था कि नहीं यार ये सस्टेनेबल नहीं है। और जिस हिसाब से पुट राइटिंग हुई थी एक दिन पहले, सुबह सुबह क्या किया गया, पुट राइटर्स थे उनके स्टॉप लॉस हिट हुए, फिर जैसे ही लोगों ने कॉल बेचना स्टार्ट किया दोपहर के बाद उनकी उनकी बैंड बज गई। तो ये बाजार देखिए अब ऐसे ही मूव देगा, मतलब अब ये हम ये समझ लें कि बाजार बहुत नॉर्मल हो जाएगा और बहुत आसानी से पैसे मिलेंगे जो ट्रेडर हैं, जो एल्गो के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, या फिर जो लोग ऑप्शन राइटर हैं। तो ये बहुत मुश्किल है, अभी ये बाजार बहुत अलग जोन में आ चुका है और ऐसे मूव आते रहेंगे हर हफ्ते।
So one has
चलिए
to be yeah,
बस
cautious
उम्मीद
there.
रखिए लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन कि आप एल्गो में ना फंसे। बहुत बहुत साक्षी मेरे को इस बात से अफसोस होता है कि कई रिटेल ट्रेडर्स एल्गो में पैसा लगाते हैं, उसको समझने की चेष्टा करते हैं और 6 महीने में वो चीज़ बदल जाती है और वो पैसा बर्बाद हो जाता है। चलिए बाज़ार खुलता हुआ आइए नज़र डालते हैं कहाँ पर बढ़िया मूव आपको दिख रहा है। ओके, निफ्टी 18 पॉइंट्स लोअर, बैंक निफ्टी 150 पॉइंट्स लोअर, IT index 55 points lower. In the green, ladies and gentlemen, is NSE 500, the broadest measure, and that is good news. Okay, now let's look at individual stock performances. Let's look at winners on the Nifty today. Bajaj Finance 7182, Reliance 4 rupees higher 1278. Please keep an eye out on Reliance, it is still available below 200 DMA. ITC 1 rupee 20 higher. Okay, now what is in pain? TCS 16 rupees lower 44.55. HDFC Bank 7.5 rupees lower 1863. Infosys 10 rupees 50 lower. L&T in the red 1.55. Kotak 7 rupees 80 lower. Axis Bank 345 lower, and Hindustan Unilever 4.1 rupees lower. On the face of it, ladies and gentlemen, this is a weak market. Now let's look at the winners in the cash segment, and I'll request the PCI to please fire the chart of HBL Power. 5.5% higher, 734. A strong move coming on Ease My Trip. Sakshi and I have discussed the hotel travel tourism sector. Remember, you have Kumbh in North India and a lot of hectic activity on hotels and especially on travel makers. Rights, this is something Sakshi has marked an order win, 3.5% higher, 306.50. What else is in the green? You have a strong show coming into Aurobindo Pharma 1225, Glenmark 1540, Jubilant Ingravia 853, Spark, I'm talking about all pharma stocks, they're doing well, 215. Any all-time highs in early trade? Yes. HBL Power now slipping a bit. This is something that you have to take as delivery and keep it in your portfolio. CDSL 1957, RVNL again this is railway 473, and a strong move coming into Wellspun Living 177.40. Sakshi, what are you watching?
Well, it's the move in the heavyweight space that's garnering strength. Reliance Industries is up by 0.4%, 1278. So we'll look at that one too among the top movers in the markets. Apart from this, real estate space is now further picking up pace, 1.3% higher. That's the top moving sectoral index. Prestige Estates, Oberoi Realty, these are the pockets that are buzzing even in the F&O space, and Brigade, Macrotech, DLF, all of them seem to be up and about over 1% each. So there is picking up pace as far as the real estate space is concerned. Broader markets are again coming back into the flavor. You can see about a 0.6% move on the small cap stocks like HBL Power, which we have highlighted, Shell, 5% higher for this one. ITI is up another 3.7%. This is one stock that you've been consistently marking last week. Action Construction, another 4% higher for this one. You have BLS International Services, again from the travel and the tourism space, that's up by 3.2%. Keynes and Dixon both are up and about in trade. So Keynes Technology is up by about 2% in trade. Then you also have Dixon Technologies, and that is also in focus with that partnership underway with Vivo now. So we'll continue to focus on that one as well. Let's look at what is buzzing in the broader markets. Dornier Industries 16.5% higher, Vakrangi 10% higher, Tips Films another 9% higher, Premier Explosives 7% higher in trade. That's how the broader markets are playing in. Tea Coffee Space, Harrison Malayalam 7% higher, Hemisphere Properties, again real estate pack 7% higher. You also have some media stocks like Back Films also buzzing. Afcons Infra, again we had marked this stock for all our viewers right there. It's in the news flow, and therefore this move is towards the move of 6.5%. Metro Rail project being awarded to the company. GE Power, that's another one that's about 6% higher in trade. So those are some of the stocks within the broader markets that are doing very well in trade. Cosmo First is another one, 7% higher. That's also buzzing in the broader markets. राघवेंद्र जी, broader markets में एक बार फिर से action mid small caps में काफी ज़्यादा बढ़िया moves कई across the board. कोई stocks जो आपकी नज़र में भी आए?
एक स्टॉक शायद हम लोग मिस कर रहे हैं, एबीबी। एबीबी देखिए 7800 के ऊपर अच्छा खासा ब्रेकआउट दिया, 7740 का काफी स्ट्रांग रेजिस्टेंस था। अब स्टॉक जो है एक नए जोन में आ चुका है। मुझे लगता है कि 8200 8300 इज ऑन द कार्ड। एक बार ये स्टॉक मुझे लगता है 8300 तक जाना चाहिए। इसके अलावा लोडा डेवलपर देखिए आप रियल एस्टेट पैक में, मुझे लगता है कि वो स्टॉक काफी अच्छा है। 1400 के ऊपर ब्रेकआउट था, अभी स्टॉक 1440 1450 के रेंज में है। यहाँ से स्टॉक 1540 1600 का लेवल जो है दिखा सकता है।
Right. There is a massive move coming into real estate, my apologies, railway stocks. Sakshi, again 5% on Curnex, 1524. Now, ladies and gentlemen, two things are moving for railways. One, the pre-positioning that always happens before the budget, 1st Feb. As also the orders that railways has distributed into the anti-collision space, which is Kavach, and therefore you see Curnex up for 5%, HBL Power 4.2% higher. HBL Power was still about 1 minute ago the top traded counter on NSE. You have a strong move coming into all wealth management companies like Bombay Stock Exchange, that space actually 1590, CDSL 1% higher 1960. Let's look at the railway space. The move is there. RVNL 1.5% higher 472.95, IRFC 162 1.5% higher, Curnex HBL Power Rights, Ircon International 2.5% higher 231, Texrail. Sakshi, remember the wagon makers? Yes. All of them moved on Thursday. We had caught that. Texrail 230.62, Jupiter Wagons 558, and of course where is the third one, which is Titagarh. Titagarh slipping a bit, 1305, but nothing to be worried about. All-time highs, well, HBL Power enters this list, Swan Energy 1.5% higher, and of course we've discussed the others. Indian Hotels, HCL Tech, CDSL, all these hitting record highs. Anything that catches your interest, Raghavendra ji?
जुपिटर वैगन्स अभी थोड़ा सा वॉल्यूम भी अच्छा खासा है। मुझे लगता है कि JWL जो है ये यहाँ से एक अच्छी खासी रैली दे सकता है 600 प्लस के लिए। इसके अलावा आप देखिए IRFC में काफी अच्छा ब्रेकआउट और रिवर्सल जो लिया है वो वॉल्यूम भी अच्छा है, ओपन इंटरेस्ट भी अच्छा बिल्टअप है। सो IRFC एक अच्छा खासा जो है स्टॉक हो सकता है जो 200 के लिए मुझे लगता है बजट तक जो है आना चाहिए। इसके अलावा देखेंगे आप शैल जी, तो जैसे आपने बोला HBL पावर जो कि इसमें काम करती है, मुझे लग रहा है कि वो भी स्टॉक काफी अच्छा है जो यहाँ से रिवर्सल ले सकता है। हम वही डिस्कस कर रहे थे अभी, 750 800 का भाव मुझे लगता है दिखना चाहिए। सो ये यहाँ से ये 3-4 स्टॉक्स हैं जो मुझे लग रहा है कि यहाँ से ऊपर जा सकते हैं। और डिफेंस स्टॉक पे नजर रखिए। डिफेंस स्टॉक मुझे लगता है BEL जो है वो अच्छा खासा ब्रेकआउट दिया है। मुझे लग रहा है कि आने वाले समय में और एक अच्छी खासी अपसाइड की रैली आ सकती है। सो बीएल को बिल्कुल नजरअंदाज मत कीजिए। बीएल जो है डिफेंस स्टॉक्स में मुझे लगता है कि ये एक स्टॉक ऐसा है जो बहुत अच्छा खासा अपसाइड दे सकता है।
Well, we'll keep an eye out on. You know what's picking up pace on the Nifty is ITC. Raghavendra ji, we were talking about the FMCG stocks. ITC कैसा लग रहा है? 473. Do you think this momentum will carry on?
एब्सोल्युटली साक्षी, मुझे लग रहा है कि आईटीसी ने एक अच्छा खासा अप ट्रेंड लिया है। और जैसे हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे 470 एंड 460, दिस इज द डिमांड जोन, एंड आई थिंक फ्रॉम वेयर द स्टॉक हैज टेकन अ यू टर्न। और अभी ये अगर ये 475 के लेवल क्रॉस कर दे, 480 485 का लेवल टच करेगा। सो बिल्कुल बाई कर सकते हैं इस मोमेंटम में।
All right, got that. Raghavendra ji, thank you so much for being with us on this morning edition to help us navigate through the opening trade. Then we'll continue to track the momentum through the day, and we'll be in touch with you very soon on another edition on Business Today Television to help guide all our viewers really going forward. 24/7/20 for the Nifty. We're now joined, viewers, by another market expert, Kunal B. Parar, Vice President Technical Research, Choice Equity Broking, is now with us on the show. Warm welcome to you, Kunal ji. Good to have you with us. After the Freaky Friday, Friday the 13th, how is Monday really looking to you? Will we have a manic Monday or a motivational Monday? How are you really looking at it?
I think it would be considered as Motive Monday because no doubt we seen a wild momentum during Friday's trading session, but no, main part was that Nifty managed to sustain above its 24,500 plus above its 50 DMM. So we can expect some kind of bounce back from the present level. Right now Nifty is trading at 24,724 and Nifty is trading about 50 and 20 MA and about 24,500. So multiple equations are there which is supporting bullish momentum. So we can expect good upside momentum up to the level of 25,000 and more above would be at 25,300. So nothing to worry about this momentum in the Nifty right now.
Okay. So where are you keeping an eye out on for today? Any key stocks that you have identified?
Well, frankly saying, right now I am just keeping myself away from giving any trading recommendation because volatility is too high, and as per the Friday's momentum, I think 2 to 3% of momentum that we can see in any time the market. So right now I am not suggesting any traditional positional bet, but yeah, a few stocks are there where one can keep an eye for short term to medium term. I'm just giving stocks name. First is Techem, where I am seeing a very good upside momentum. Second is delivery. Stock has given its recent top and has been trading in uncharted territory. So further upside momentum would be there. And the third is a Titan. I think it's a proverb that during the latter part of the year, I think jewelry stocks start to rise, and I think Titan is one of them. So one can keep an eye on Titan and start to building position, particularly in this counters. So three counters there: Techem, Delivery, and Titan.
Okay, Tech Mahindra, Delivery and Titan, three stock ideas right there that Kunal is really focusing on for today. Okay, right, Shell is also with us back. Shell, what is it that you're looking at?
Sakshi, I think two stocks are back in action. Jupiter Wagons 564, and with that you will also see a strong action coming into Titagarh Wagons. These are the two that need to be kept in mind. Remember, Reliance has started to click. My apologies, Railways has started to click, and it's doing extremely well. Again, let's visit the railway pack and see where the interest is. Okay, what is Titagarh doing? 1.1% higher, 1322. Kunalji, please give an idea on Titagarh.
Well, Selji, if we talk about this particular counter, the way it has been trading right now, it is trading somewhere around 1321, and the further upside momentum would be there because counter is trading above its 20 days moving average. Not only this, counter has been trading above its 50 days moving average, and I think stock is going to create its a positive crossover between 20 and 50. So based on this particular momentum, we can see further upside momentum in the counter. Uh, Right now, stock is trading somewhere around 1322. First target that we can say 1380, and if stock breaks this 1380, then further upside would be there. Further upside would be up to the level of 1490, while downside we will keep SL at 1280.
Okay, got that. Well, Kunal, apart from this, would you also look at, some of the moving parts in the market right now? Is the real estate space looking interesting to you with the sharp move that has come in, 1.7% higher across the board? There is strong move. Any stock that you would like to track from this one?
Well, one stock is there, and it's DLF. If you look at the reality counters right now, and DLF is trading at 881. It has given a breakout of its, range bound momentum in a smaller time frame. It has started to trade about 20 days moving average. It is giving a breakout of its recent tops. Multiple equations are there, which is favoring bullish momentum for this particular counter. And right now, stock is trading by 1.4% high. So one can keep one can create a long position at present level which it has somewhere around 865. First target we can see is a 920, and if stock breaks this 920, then further upside would be there up to the level of somewhere around 960. So DLF looks very attractive, particularly on daily chart.
Okay, on the move, Sakshi, will be cement. Look at Ultratech. We've just had a record high on this one. When was the last time you and I marked a record high on Ultratech? I can't remember. It happened in September 2024, and before that, of course, another one. So, ladies and gentlemen, cement is on the move because last week cement companies got together and raised prices of cement bags between 10 rupees and 30 rupees a bag. Because Ultratech is the largest player in the sector, a nationwide presence, you will see Ultratech being one of the biggest beneficiaries. Kunalji, Ultratech, and then the one that will move and the one that people need to keep as delivery is Ramco Cement. These two, please.
Well, right now, Ultratech is trading at 12,100 level. If you look at the daily chart, stock is giving a breakout of its range bound momentum. And the way stock has been trading on a daily chart, I think further upside would be there. And stock has been trading above all its long term moving averages. So we can expect a good upside momentum for short term to medium term. First target that we can see in the counter is 13,400. And if stock breaks this 13,400, then one way momentum would be there up to the level of 15,000. So this stock looks very attractive, not only for trading perspective, but for positional, for short term and medium term. So one can accumulate this stock at present level with strict SL somewhere around 11,500. Now second stock is Ramco. Now Ramco looks very attractive compared to this Ultratech, because Ramco has just recently given its range bound momentum in which it was trading for more than 5 to 6 months. So I think high beta, high alpha we can expect from this counter. So one can create a position in Ramco Cement. The way stock has been trading on a daily chart, we can expect a very good upside momentum in this counter. Right now, Ramco is trading somewhere around 1,056. Upside first target we can see is 1,200, and stock breaks this 1,200, then further upside would be there up to the level of 1,400, which strict SL somewhere around 960.
Okay, that's as far as the cement space is also concerned. We'll also keep an eye out on the CPSE index. That's been, of course, there's volatility playing out, but the index is slightly up in trade. In fact, why is this in focus is also because the entire index market cap has crossed 44.4 lakh crores, and this index has also seen the kind of market cap jump 3 times in the last 3 years is what we've already seen for this one. So the PSUs and the PSEs are back in focus. Kunalji, anything that you are looking at positively from the PSU space particularly? Do you think the pre-budget positioning that everybody is talking about is going to be playing up smart for investors over the next 1.5 months?
Well, if we talk about CPSC, Nifty CPSC right now is trading at 6,509 level, and many stocks are there which is trading at very attractive level. and where government is working particularly in this sector. I think NBCC looks very attractive right now. NBCC is trading at 101 level, and if we talk about daily chart, I think the stock is going to give a breakout of its uh, breakout of its neckline of double bottom formation. If you talk about momentum wise, the stock has been trading over its 20 days moving average. Multiple equations are there. Means it has been trading with its upward hedging trend line. So one can create a long position based on this current technical formation. Downside strong support comes at 97. Right now stock is trading at 101, and downside strong support comes at 97. Upper side target we can expect, first target is to 104. Now this is for trading perspective 104, and if stock breaks this 104, then further upside would be there up to the level of 109. Means Sakshi, you can expect somewhere around 8 to 9% of momentum from the NBCC. So NBCC looks very attractive, and second one is Cochin shipyard. Right now Cochin shipyard is trading somewhere around 1615, and stock is forming its bottom with strong support somewhere around 1300. 1300. So one can create a long position, particularly in the Cochin shipyard with street SL somewhere around 1550. Right now, stock is trading at 1615. First target we can expect in the counter is 1665, and if stock breaks this 1665, then further upside would be there up to the level of 1750.
9:35, ladies and gentlemen, we have a good swing that is happening in cash counters. What we'll do is we will take a detour into what the market is doing. Okay, let's look at advanced decline. Firmly in favor of bulls, 2:1. 1521 shares are in the green, 728 are in the red. Sakshi and I track 19 indices for you. It's even Stevens. 9 in the red, 10 in the red and 9 in the green. Nifty Realty Index is the top gainer, and why? You are going to have a rate cut in the US on 18th, and a bit of a rub off is happening on our part of the market as well. Let's look at some action in the real estate space and find out what is the best performing stock in I thought it was Lodha. Okay, so Prestige Estate is 3% higher, 1805. Oberoi Realty is 2.8% higher. Lodha is 2.3% higher. There's a very interesting thing that's happening, that in futures, Dixon has shown a very high trading volume. Almost we have 7,800 contracts traded. Angel One 4,200. Vedant 4,100 contracts. So this is how the FNO is spaced. Kunal, according to you, which is the strongest real estate stock?
We have already talked about DLF, but one stock is there, and it's a Prestige Limited. DLF right now is trading at 885, and we can see good upside momentum because technical breakout is there in a DLF on a daily chart. But one more stock is there, and it's Prestige right now trading at 1802 level. Upside momentum by 2.7%. If we talk about its daily chart, stock is trading about its 50 days moving average. Stock is giving a breakout of its range bound momentum. One can say stock is giving a breakout of flat formation on a smaller time frame. So, further upside would be there based on this current technical setup. First target we can see is a 1900. 1900 is its previous top, and if stock breaks this 1900, then further upside would be there up to the level of 2060. So one can go for long with strict SL somewhere around 1700 level.
Okay, got that. What is again buzzing is some momentum coming back to the new age tech stocks. Delivery, something that Kunal you alluded to, is also in momentum. Then you have Paytm that's also buzzing now higher, 1.5%. Zomato is back in action, 1% higher for this one as well. Swiggy is also up. Remember, it's launched this new service, 2% higher. So the entire new age tech space seems to be in action. Your own sense, Kunal, which is the top favorite stock right now within the new age tech space?
Well, one stock is there where recently we have seen a breakout, and it's Zomato. If we look at this weekly chart of the Zomato, stock has given a breakout of its recent top. No doubt from its all-time high, we have seen some sort of correction, but one can capitalize this correction as entry point. Right now, stock is trading at 291 level with above its 50 days moving average. And yesterday's Friday's trading session stock for as well formed a bullish Marubozu candlesticks. So all the information goes in favor of bullish momentum only. One can create a long position at 291 with strict SL of somewhere around 278. And if you talk about target size, then first target comes somewhere around 301, and if stock breaks this 301, then further upside would be there up to the level of 320. It means again we can expect somewhere around 9 to 10% of momentum from this Zomato counter. So this looks very attractive on daily chart with strict SL of 278.
Okay. Got that. So that's as far as the new age tech stocks are concerned. Okay. Kunal, how about this new stock that is pulling up in trade, PVR Inox in the FNO space, 2.5% higher? Is this something that you're looking at? Do you think this will have momentum, at least on the back of sharp, success that Pushpa 2 has seen?
Well, definitely it will have some impact, particularly on this counter. I think Pushpa will be the highest grosser in the Bollywood industry in the Indian history. Right now, stock is trading at 1478, and the stock has formed, hammer candlesticks during previous trading session. Not only this stock has already taken the support of its previous bottom, which was placed at 1440 level. So one can go for creating a long position in PVR Inox at 1478. We will keep 1400 as our SL. And if we talk about the target time, the first target comes at 1540. And if stock breaks this 1540, then one way upside momentum would be there up to the level of 1640. It means again we can expect somewhere around 10 to 11% of return from this PVR Inox counter.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at 9:40. The first 20 minutes have lapsed. And Sakshi, what has started to buzz is defense. So again, it is the entire budget sectors that are coming. And believe you me, in the next 2-3 days, you will see hectic activity coming in on this one, fertilizer. Okay. So Premier Explosions is 10% higher. Zendek 3.5% higher, Marsgaon 2.5% higher, Bharat Dynamics 1.8% higher, and Garden Reach 1.3, Cochin, HAL. All of them are in the green, and buzzing very well is the entire gold financing space, Mannapuram and Muthoot. Coming to you, Kunalji, a quick one on Cochin Shipyard. How do you think that will move?
Well, Selji, I think we can see very good upside momentum on this Cochin shipyard. I think NBCC and Cochin, these two stocks looks very attractive, particularly in the CPSC counter. Right now, Cochin is trading at 1619 level, above 50 days moving average, and the stock has recently formed its bottom formation somewhere around 1266. So, this stock is trading in a upward trend on a smaller time frame. So one can go for creating a long position at 1620. Now, downside support comes at 1550. First target that we can see is 1740, and if stock breaks this 1740, then one way upside momentum would be there up to the level of 2000 somewhere around. So yes, these stocks look very attractive on a daily chart.
Got that. So that's as far as the defense move is concerned. What else is pulling up in trade apart from this? Is the entire travel and tourism buzz that we were discussing. Good to ask Kunal as to whether he is making any year-end travel plans, and also whether he's going to take any services from ITDC, Easy Trip Planners, BLSE International, IRCTC, Indigo. All of these stocks are in thick action today. Hotel stocks are buzzing, like Chalet Hotels, Tourism Finance Corporation, Asian Hotels, Kamath Hotels, all of them are buzzing in trade. So the entire travel tourism buzz has started for the year-end move. Your sense?
Well, definitely the particularly in this December and March, April. I think this travel related stocks, rise to, manage to rise, and the way all the travel industries right now is trading. I think two to three stocks are there, which may get benefit of this, rise in the tourism part. Particularly the Indigo, because the way stock has been trading on a daily chart, I think no. Stock is trading somewhere. Stock is trading somewhere around. Just 1 minute. Let me pull up the chart.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. Right now, our stock is trading somewhere around 4,425 level above its 50 days moving average. Stock has recently given a breakout of its, of its down congestion momentum. One can create a long position because stock has been trading above its 50 days moving average, and on a smaller time frame, one can say it's trading up in an upper rising channel formation. So one can create a long position at present level with strict stop loss somewhere around 40 or 4,300. First target we can see the counter is 4,630, and if stock breaks this 4,630, then one way upside momentum would be there up to the level of 4,800. So Indigo looks very attractive from this travel to travel space.
Mm.
9:44, ladies and gentlemen. The first half an hour has lapsed, and now let's look at the Nifty. Okay, 24,750 almost. What was the day's low on the Nifty today? We've bounced from that, and that is a plus. Okay, the low is 24,681, and last week's high was 24,857. Well, that's a bit far off, but any move above that high will be met with a very sharp up move, and the entire PSU pack is doing phenomenally well. We have strength coming into banks, and that is Canara Bank, which is doing extremely well. What is the top gainer? Okay, it's IndusInd Bank. I'll ignore that. Yes Bank 1.6. I'll ignore that as well. Bank India. This is a counter that needs to be watched. Remember, some 1 year ago, there was a huge block deal at 120 rupees, and from then on the stock had moved to about 150, but it then met into selling pressure. But Bank India is something that we need to look at about 114, and also on the move are Nykaa in the internet space, 169.84, about 1% higher. Naukri fresh high, I've been pointing this out for a while, 87.84, 1.3% higher. And Sakshi, there is a digit change and a sentiment change on Mazgaon dock, above 5,000 for the first time since 16th of August. What is the all-time high? 5794, actually 5838. Mazgaon is something that we need to look at. A very, very strong move, and this is 3.6% higher. Kunalji, your view on Mazgaon?
Well, stock is trading at 5,022 level, and recently it has given a breakout of a snack line of double bottom formation, trading about 20 and 50 days moving average with a positive crossover among these two moving averages. And stock is trying to give a stock is trying to give a breakout of its range bound momentum. One can say it's a flag formation. So let's say if the stock gives a breakout of its flag formation, then further upside would be there up to the level of 5,600. I'm not talking about intraday part, but 5,600 would be the first target, and if stock breaks this 5,600, then further upside would be there up to the level of 6,000. So these stocks should spread attractive. So CLG, let it sustain above this 5,030 to 5,050 level, and if it's sustained, then only I recommended to go for long position with strict SL somewhere around 4,740 level. Risk reward is in favor for creating a long position only.
Okay, interestingly, Mazagon Dock, Cochin Shipyard and GRSE, all three of them have moved up 25% in the last 1 month alone. That's the kind of recovery that has actually come in onto these three stocks. They have moved up sharply and recovered over last month 25% from the lows that they have been witnessing. Remember, many of them had dragged about 40-50%, but quietly, steadily and gradually 25 to 26% of a move has come in on Mazagon, on Cochin and on GRSC. We will continue to watch out for this space also going forward. Another space that we haven't discussed today with you, Kunal, and that is the auto and auto ancillary space. Especially the auto ancillary, there is a lot of move. From the last 1-2 weeks odd also. Stocks like Precision Camshafts, Setco Automotive, Subros, Lumax Auto. These are the kind of stocks that are actually buzzing in trade. Are you looking at any of these stocks in the positive stead? Should one really look at the move that is coming in?
Well, 2 to 3 stocks are there which looks very attractive. Particularly, one is Precision Camshaft. The way stock has been trading over its 50 days moving average, recent stock has also given a breakout of its triple top formation, and I think it has given a breakout of its ascending triangle formation, which is a continuation formation. Right now, stock is trading at 365 in its uncharted territory with a positive volume rhythm. So further upside would be there in the counter based on the MOM theory. One can go for long position at present level, while downside will keep SL at 345. Right now, stock is trading at 365. If you keep SL at 345, then first target comes, it's a 380. And if stock breaks this 380, then further upside would be there up to the level of 405. It means we can expect somewhere around 10 to 11% of momentum in the counter. So this precision camshaft looks very attractive on a daily chart.
Okay, so that's as far as the auto ancillary space is concerned. You know what's pulling up as we inch closer to 10 a.m. is the banks. Smart recovery has come in on PSU banks today. They opened in the red, remember. Now they're up by 0.8%. Strong moves can be seen on State Bank, that's up 0.5% higher. The entire space seems to be now buzzing. Apart from State Bank of India, also the second rung PSU banks, those are buzzing in action. UCO is up 2.5%. Indian Bank, PSB, Bank of India, that's also buzzing in trade. You have Central Bank of India, Bank of Maharashtra, all of them in thick action. From the private sector banking space also, there is some move now on the positive side. IndusInd Bank is clearly the one that's changed a digit, now above 1,000 mark, now close to 2% higher in trade as well. So the banks are clearly getting back into flavor. Kunal, how are you really looking at PSU banks versus private banks first here? Where are you really going to be putting in your fresh money there? And within the space, your top choices?
Well, 2 banks are there in which on which I'm keeping in my eye. Particularly, it's HDFC Bank, because stock has given a breakout of its long pending congestion momentum. Right now, stock is trading at 1867. So first bank in private sector is HDFC Bank. Definitely, I'll put my money in this bank. Stock has given a breakout of its weekly chart. The stock has been trading about all long-term moving averages. So we can see very good upside momentum in this counter. HDFC Bank is trading somewhere around 1867. One can keep SL at 1800. First target that we can see it's a 1920. And if stock breaks it 1920, then further upside would be there up to the level of 2000. So from the private bank, HDFC Bank looks very attractive. And in PSU, I think one bank is there which looks very attractive. It's a UCO Bank. Right now, UCO Bank is trading at a 47.70 paisa. One can go for long position at present level, because stock has been trading about 50 days moving average. Not only this, stock has already taken the support of its previous bottom on a weekly chart. So we can expect a good upside momentum in the counter. One can go for long at present level 48.17 with strict SL somewhere around the 45 rupees. If you talk about target side, then first target comes at 51, and if stock breaks this 51, then further upside would be there up to the level of 55. It means 13 to 14% of momentum that we can expect from this UCO Bank. So HDFC Bank from private bank and UCO Bank from PSU looks very attractive.
(9:53), ladies and gentlemen. 7 minutes left for this show to pause. I think it's going to be banks and banks and banks all the way. Remember, we have a rate cut coming in the US on Wednesday, and across the board, It's very difficult to find out which is the best performing bank, but we will try. A record high on ICICI, is that so? Let me just check and get back to you. I am very sure it is, because yes, okay, it is. Remember, the intraday high on ICICI Bank is 1362. This was on what date? Friday, September 20th. Okay, that's a bit off, but a strong move coming into UCO Bank, 48.24, 2.88% higher. Remember, UCO Bank got an income tax refund also last week. Let me give you that number. That was a huge refund that UCO Bank had got, something like 1100 crores if I am not wrong. We'll get back to you on that one. But UCO doing extremely well. Bank India, we discussed this just a minute ago. This is a delivery stock for long-term portfolio holders. Please speak to your financial advisor. 2.2% higher, 115. Indian Bank ticking away, 586.2% higher. Let's look at the CPSE PSU banking ETF. That is something that is good to look at. It's called Bank Bees. Let's see what the price is. Okay, Bank Bees are trading at 550 rupees. Okay, we'll keep an eye out on this one. But Sakshi, also back is the most high beta of them all, ITI Limited. Remember 3 days ago, 4 days ago, we had marked it at 320. Then it slipped lower and is now again coming back into action. Most likely we'll see a record high. Kunalji, ITI for you.
Well, Sailji, I think this stock looks, right now on a daily chart, this stock looks very attractive. Right now, trading at 375, and it is continuously beating its benchmark, and we can see further upside momentum from the current price level. Stock has strong support somewhere around 348, and the stock has been trading above all its long-term moving averages. Not only this, stock has been trading in its uncharted territory. So as for the MOM theory, we can see further upside momentum from the present level. First target that we can see, it's all-time high, and it's 404, and if stock breaks this 404, then as per the extension level of further upside would be there up to the level of 460 level. So risk reward is in favor for creating a long position only with strict SL somewhere around 350.
Okay, got that. All right, 4 minutes to go before we wind up the edition. Let's ask Kunal what else is going to be on his radar. Are you looking at the NBFC space along with the banking space as well, Kunal? This is one space that we have been discussing many times over the last 1 week, 10 days odd. Stocks like Sundaram Finance, Sriram Finance, Five Star Business Finance, all of that is in move. Manappuram and Muthoot was already marked by Shell. And these broking houses companies are again in focus. 361 WAM, Edelweiss, you have Anand Rathi, all of that is again in the buzz. Do you think too late for somebody to enter afresh, or is this going to have many more legs now, Kunal, from here on?
Well, I think this NBFC, I think we may see good upside momentum, particularly in these NBFC sectors. If you talk about Bajaj Finance, Muthoot Finance, Manappuram Finance, all these stocks has been trading above its, short-term moving averages. And not only this, I think, one can keep an eye on these NBFCs because, positive rhythm would be there as, stock Nifty has already trading above its 50 days moving average. It has given a breakout of its range-bound momentum. So based on with the help of benchmark index, with the help of positive sentiment value in this NBFCs, we may see further upside momentum from the present level. So one can accumulate these counters. If you talk about Bajaj Housing, is that no doubt it has been trading in a range-bound momentum, but we can see very good upside momentum in the Bajaj Housing. And the second is you said Anand Rathi right now trading at 4,335. So Anand Rathi looks very attractive. Sriram Finance looks very attractive, and Manappuram and Muthoot looks very attractive. So these stocks are there where one can keep an eye on.
Okay, let me start wrapping at my end. Please keep an eye out on GIC Ray. A massive breakout for the last 5 weeks in a row. The stock is in absolute green and consistent territory. We have 442 rupees for you. This is 2.85% higher. And the other stock is Ultratech Cement, record high, and HBL Power. HBL Power is, for some strange reason, a disappointing move today. Despite the order win, you have a very, very strong selling and profit booking happening on HBL Power. But this is something that you have to keep in mind, and anything which is available at below 700 on HBL Power is something that you should look at. I can't remember the last time I saw a 10% circuit on Wockhardt Pharma. 1536. This is doing pretty well. Please keep an eye out on this one as well. Sakshi, this is what I'm watching. We'll again reconvene at 2:30 p.m.
Well, we'll thank you, Kunal, for being with us on this morning edition to share with us all your thoughts and ideas across the markets. Before we wind up our morning edition, viewers, remember that we've lost one of the musical maestros of the world. Zakir Hussain, one of the most transient musicians, passed away at the age of 73 in San Francisco. And remember, he is survived by his wife, Antonia, and his daughters, Anisa and Isabella, his brothers Tawfiq and Fazal Qureshi, and of course he himself has been a maestro the world has loved him for his the renditions of tabla. He himself was the son of legendary tabla master Ustad Allah Rakha as well. So, and he was widely regarded as the greatest tabla player of his generation, and a child prodigy. He collaborated with virtually all of India's iconic performers, including Ravi Shankar, Ali Akbar Khan, Shiv Kumar Sharma. So this is something that we will definitely pass on our Shraddhanjalis to, and we will remember him for his music that he has delivered to the world to celebrate even after a great legacy that he leaves behind. Many thanks, viewers, for being with us on the morning edition, and we'll continue to be with you with the many other market masters throughout the course of the day. Stay tuned.
अध्यक्ष जी, मेरा जो प्रसंग है वो बहुत ही संक्षेप होगा, और वो जो सवाल मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ उसको पूरी तरह से उल्लेख करेगा, तो थोड़ा सा संरक्षण दीजिएगा।
संरक्षण इतना ही है कि
थोड़ा सा संरक्षण दीजिएगा, क्योंकि वो सवाल पूछने के लिए जरूरी है। Maldives, India was the 8th country which the new president of Maldives visited after being elected on an Oust India campaign, and that too under very severe economic compulsions. Number 2, Nepal. China was the first country which the newly elected Nepalese Prime Minister visited and signed off on the Belt and Road Initiative. Sri Lanka, 12.95% of Sri Lanka's external debt is still held by China, which gives it economic leverage. मैं सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ सर, मैं सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ सर, मैं सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ, सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ सर, सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ,
हाँ
सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ। Bhutan, the Sino-Bhutan border negotiations are in a very advanced stage, and Doklam is in play, and Bangladesh continues to be in turmoil. My question, therefore, Mr. Minister, is that while India may have a neighborhood first policy, Is there any neighbor of India's which has an India first policy?
Sir, I'm very glad that the honorable member referred to visits, timing of visits. Before Prime Minister Narendra Modi went to Nepal, for 17 years there was no visit from India to Nepal. Does that mean that nobody in India cared for Nepal? For Sri Lanka, for 30 years there were no bilateral visits before Prime Minister Modi went there. So visits are important, I accept it. Visits are also subject of timing, of convenience, of agenda. So the honorable member asked, we give them priority, do they give us priority? And the answer is yes, that if one looks at what we do with each of these countries. He referred, sir, to Maldives. With Maldives, with this government in Maldives, we have inaugurated the Adu Link Road and Reclamation Project. I myself went for it. 28 islands there were provided water and sewage facilities. And by the way, the President of Maldives was present at the oath taking of this new government.